So guys, welcome back to the Ilovesesh podcast. We've got a big one today. We've got Mr. A in the building. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing very good, man. Thank you for the invite down, bro. I've seen this Mr. I Love House. I like that.
Yeah.
Ilovesesh podcast. Yeah, man, I'm happy to be here. Radio's my life, innit? A lot of people don't know. A lot of people know me, and a lot of people only know maybe 10 or 20% Mr. A, or they know me something different, and they don't really know the full rounded who I am, what I do. I wear many different hats in many different scenarios. So this interviews, I think it's a good way to get things out because we've just come out of a mad time. Yeah. And a lot of planning's been done in that mad time to really fucking light speed forward, you know? So yeah, I'm excited for the invitation down, and I appreciate yourself.
Yeah, look, obviously I'm new to your work as well. I think maybe the world I'm in, they might be new to your work as well. But obviously from the research I've done, you're around a lot of people who I know. You know what I mean? A lot of big events, massive events, very massive. You know what I mean? Not that I was shocked, but I was thinking, wow. Like, I see the Croatia's there. I see the Malta's there. Like, I see that Ibiza's there. I see about 10 different locations like Ibiza. Get me? The O Beach. I see fucking rocks. I see that. I'm thinking, raw. Like,
man.
But that's the thing about, there's no like expiry date on music. There's no expiry date on a DJ. There's no expiry date on getting to know a DJ. You know what I mean? So it's like I said to you, I'm new. Yeah. But all the research I've done, I just don't know how I've missed you. Do you know what I mean? Do you know? But there's so much DJs out there. There's thousands. Exactly, bro.
Like, there's millions.
There's so many.
There's
so
a DJ born every minute.
Literally, like, so it's like, this is a privilege as well. Do you know what I mean? Because from what I've seen, you're not a small DJ, you know.
Yeah,
this
appreciate
is very
you.
massive. So for you coming, it's definitely a privilege. You know.
No, thank you, man. Thank you.
But so we're gonna start from all the bricks in academies. The Screamism. Is it Screamism? It's called.
Bro, honestly,
is that the first? What's the breakdown on your journey? What's the breakdown on all
the journey? Has been incredible. Like that's the honest truth. And it's funny you say that about not hearing about what I've done. And I think, do you know what? Especially in London, there are so many musical avenues that you can go down. And when I first started this back in 2011, I came from a scene that was grime and garage, right? So I was associated to some events that were just, you go there and it's just bare man them up in the raves. And there was always crud that was going to happen at some of these raves, you know. And I'll big up the guys I used to roll with. I want to big up the kids in the hood, boys in the hood, Vortex, my bro, Dark Boy, Younger, Crisis from Hackney, and then of course you had Titch, Goods. And that's what I did when I was real young. I used to be like, I wanted to be an MC. And then my Ilford boys, I'm from Ilford originally. I had my Ilford crew. I'd roll with these guys. And it was nice, man. And then, do you know what it was? It was 2010, I think it was. I was working for a health club. I was in sales. I've always been in sales. And I think that's good. I think if you're ever going to be in any music industry, learn about sales. Learn how to understand people. Not on a manipulation thing, but on a, how can I help this person get better and how can they help me get better? And if you can find those synergies within people on every level, it could be someone you meet in the street, it could be a business transaction. If you understand sales, you will win. And that goes back to my musical journey. So 2010, sorry, I got invited to go to Ibiza. I'd heard about a place in Ibiza called Zoo Project, yeah? Have you ever been to Ibiza?
Have I been to Ibiza?
Have you been to Basuma Park?
I ain't been to a zoo though, but
you ain't been to a zoo? Okay, listen.
That's what I'm saying.
So this is what I'm saying. Like my boss at the time, he's like, hey, yeah, there's this place here, you go in there, and it's like everyone's dressed as animals. There's not much clothes going on. Like it's in a zoo.
Face painted,
yeah. Hey, what do you know? He didn't even tell about the face paint. He just said everyone looks like animals in there, and it's in a zoo. And I'm thinking, what? There's a rave in zoos. Bear in mind, the raves I used to go to were shubsies or raves or on a roof or go to radio where the radios weren't amazing. So I was thinking, yeah, let me see what this is all about. Went to Ibiza and I was like, nah. I remember standing on Bora Bora and making a very clear and concise decision that as soon as I get back to London, I'm being a DJ, because I would stand on Bora Bora and firstly, the energy in Ibiza back then anyway was all very inclusive. It was before Instagram was popping. Yeah. Facebook was big, but no, you couldn't really tag everyone. You could only tag you and your friends, innit?
Your friends, yeah.
So it kind of meant that everyone was there to meet everyone. No one was there trying to pose all the time. Of course, we had cameras, but it wasn't the Instagram era that we're in right now, where everything's just trying to stunt. Oh, I've been here, I've been there. You know, I've seen people in raves. now that go to the rave, and then as soon as they take the video, they're gas winner in the video, and the video comes off, and they look like they don't want to be there. And I'm thinking, this is all crazy. So yeah, Ibiza changed everything for me. I looked at Ibiza and I saw the people from all walks of life, black, white, Chinese, Indian. It didn't really matter. Everyone was there for one reason: the vibes, the music, and the good sunshine, and the inclusion of everyone. So I came back. Now, bearing in mind, I'm trying to transition from grime and garage and the man them to a whole new world. So I didn't know no one. So I was like, okay, how am I going to pattern this? Oh, well, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at all the biggest festivals in the UK. Yeah, and I'm going to look at who runs those festivals. And I'm going to go to those people. And I'm going to say, look, I'm a DJ or I'm a new DJ. What do I do? What do I get into this? So I want to big up Lock and Load, man. Lock and Load are the guys who run SW4. They run Together in Amnesia. They run countless parties at Ministry with like, Eric Prydz and Paul Van Dyke and Scream and like
big boys.
Eats Everything and like Pete Tong. These were the like, Swedish House Mafia. They'd be booking Skrillex. These guys be booking. So I've gotten to the office now on a confused one, not even knowing how I'm going to get into the scene. And I met the director and he goes, look, we probably spoke for about 2 hours. I had my laptop with me. I was just chatting about music, showing them new tunes that I've made. And he was like, why don't you just like help me out on a promotional level? You know, if you actually can get people to come along some of these big festivals that I'll give you opportunity to, then we can probably help you out.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what? You sure? Okay. Let's go. Yeah, so he gave me something. And of course, a lot of people won't even appreciate this, yeah? But being a promoter is what DJs are.
Yes, which makes sense. Yes, yeah.
A lot of new DJs now will come to me and say, hey, I've got the baddest 1 hour set, 2 hour set. Let me play. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. But who's coming to see you play that 1 hour, 2 hour set?
That's what counts, isn't it?
Because at the end of the day, when we take a venue, let's take Scala, you take E1, you need to hit a bar spend. You need to hit numbers on your tickets. You need to pay the DJs a certain amount of money. So if I'm just booking a new DJ and they're just coming 1 hour set, there's little power, it don't really mean nothing to me. So when Damien said to me, look, promote for the festival, I'm going to give you 50 tickets. If you can get rid of these tickets, we'll talk. I was like, okay, whatever, innit? But in a week, I was back already. I said, I need another 100 tickets. He gave me another 100, sold out again. Then he gave me another 100. So I ended up with selling out 250 tickets for SW4, the festival. And this is back then when it was before the ticket swaps and all them things online. It was all physical tickets.
Yeah.
So I was just running around London. Everyone knew that I was working for SW4. Everyone, like, I just started Facebook, everyone, hey, festivals. And people started telling me, yeah, I know this DJ. I didn't even know who Pete Tong was. I didn't even know most of these DJs. But I was like, fuck it, I'm going to just get involved. And that propelled me, because what that meant is that after I sold out 250 tickets and came back with wads of cash to this brother, he was like, yeah, I'm going to put you at SW4. I was like, what?
Just like that?
Yeah, he was like, I'll put you on one of the stages.
Mad, solid.
I was like, what? Okay, cool. And then obviously I would get loads of friends to come and see me play because I was fresh. Then he was like, okay, do you want to play Brixton Electric? I was like, what? That was like the first, the SW4 was just like, I played a couple warm-up sets around the festival. I wasn't on the billing, but my first billing was the Screamism, at Brixton Electric. I was room 2, but I was gas. You had Scream headlining, a few other big DJs on it. And I was like, rah, like, I'm actually, they gave me a fee. I was like, rah, these men are like, this is the game. And then from Nan, I did a great job because I made sure I packed out room 2, innit? I was like, if I'm playing, everyone's coming. Everyone's coming. And the maddest thing is that I set clashed with Scream, and people were still in my room. All of my people were still in my room. And then when I left, to go back to what Scream, the next DJ, no one was in the room. And all the promoters saw that. And I was like, who's this guy? Like, who is this guy? Like, he plays a good set and he's got people that want to support him. Okay, cool, let's keep booking him. And then they gave me an opportunity to play Amnesia Ibiza after chasing status 5 till 7 in the morning. That was just like...
That's a big one.
Bro, like, I'll never forget. Because I was like my first year DJing. I didn't really know the scene that well. Going to Amnesia through the back way of your bag. And this is when I played laptop. I had a Serato as well. I was just like, rah, this is...
How old are you?
I'm 32 now.
Are you 32?
Yeah.
So how old was you then? He's like, what, 25, 24?
Young. I was 2011. So 2011, 2012. So, like 23, 22, 23, But I was on smoke, like, honestly. From 20 to like 28, I was so on just 150 miles an hour every day. every day. Like now I can do about 100 miles an hour because I've already got all those connections.
Yeah.
But back then I didn't know no one. I had to make my name. I had to get there. So yeah, playing Amnesia Ibiza on a Tuesday was amazing. And then after that he realised, yeah, this guy can DJ, he can do a good thing. And then he gave me the biggest opportunity, and it will never, until I can get back to this stage, which I will do one day. We were doing 2012 to 2013 New Year's Eve, UKF, right? Mr. Jam, Chasing Status, I Am a Ra, Mr. A was on the bill. So many other bad boy DJs, like True Tiger was on there. I think Rose was on there.
Where was that? What was that? Was that like, where was that?
In Brixton Academy.
Oh, was that in Brixton Academy?
Yeah, Brixton Academy, New Year's Eve, yeah.
Okay,
so he says to me, he goes, hey, you ain't got to promote, but what I want you to do is I want you to open room 1, I want you to play in room 2, and the foyer room at the top, I want you to bring DJs and pack out the room for me.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah, that's massive.
He was like, what? I was like, what? Brixton Academy and that, yeah? Like, and I'll never forget, because I was nearly late to that set as well. Big advice to any new DJs, yeah? If you ever get a booking on New Year's Eve and you live in London, don't get a cab. Or if you do get a cab, get a cab 2 hours before you need to be there.
Boy, pre-book
bro,
that.
The traffic, yeah, from East London to Brixton, I literally got to my set within, it wasn't even that far, but New Year's Eve, bro.
Yeah, everyone's out,
oh
innit?
my Lord, like I was sweating bullets in the cab trying to get to another venue. My biggest booking of my life, and I literally got into the venue. I'm opening, doing like a 9:30 to like 11 set, yeah. I literally walked in the doors at like 29 minutes past 8.
Mad.
29 minutes past 9, so he's grabbed me, Aaron, get on stage. I've never plugged in my Serato quicker, never. And he's like, you ready? Open the doors, everyone rolled in. And I was like, right, these people here early, like. So yeah, that was that. And then what happened was like 2013 came around, and I'll be honest, like, because I would come with the biggest smoke with that company straight away, they kept me to some ridiculous numbers after that, and they just wanted me to be some promoter. And I was like, look, I've showed you that I can do this, but you need to start giving me a fee and I could be a bit more creative and bring people. So I'm not going to be running around selling tickets like I was doing. That's a mad one. And it was cool because I just dropped out of then, and then I found Shoreditch. Yeah,
that's your home, innit?
Yeah, Shoreditch.
That's your home, boy. I've seen every club in Shoreditch.
Every club. Every club.
Everything. Yeah, and I've seen still. Even want to ask you about Cable Club.
Yeah, Cable. Oh, shit. This guy knows.
It's like, obviously, it's your journey, innit? You know what I mean? Obviously, that's your first ever booking. For what we know.
Bro, if anyone knows about Cable, yeah, so I'm going to tell you the true story about Cable. So I cleared the room in there.
Okay.
Yeah, I cleared the room. Because, yeah, not a lot of people know the story, but I want to big up my bro, Sander London, a.k.a. Henry Lawrence, bad boy producer, like one of the most talented engineers I know. So I actually met him when I was working in South Ken, and he goes, look, I can get you to play at Cable in London Bridge. For those that don't know, the way Cable closed down, TFL turned up one morning with a notice saying, we now own this building, you got to leave.
Wow.
That's how the end of Cable happened. Wow. Disgusting, yeah. So anyway, I did the booking now, and I think Beardy Man was headlining. I was in the room too, but it was rammed. I was playing drum bass at this time. And I've come in there, and any DJs that know, if you ever played Serato, you need to analyze your music before you plug it into the turntables, because when you move the faders, yeah, it won't move your BPM. It just won't do it properly. It will just start skipping around. My bro didn't tell me this. I've seen him do it. I was like, yeah, I can do this. Whatever, it's just mixing, innit? I can mix. And I went on, and my shit just kept clanging. And after about 10 minutes, everyone just left the room. Everyone just left.
So what? They just didn't feel what
Bro,
you doing?
I was clanging in the biggest room, but it was loud. You know, it was loud, yeah. And the DJs are clanging. It wasn't my fault because I'm moving the things and it wasn't working. My boy just left the booth, just left me on my own as well. So I'm in there clanging on my own, trying to work all this shit. It's all dark. I'm really new to this now. You're thinking, what the fuck do I do? And then he comes back in and he's like, bro, what's going on? I was like, yeah, like my faders are moving around. He goes, what? Didn't you analyze your music? I was like, I didn't know. Why you didn't tell me? Pulled me off the decks. I said, yeah, go. And I was sitting in the booth just like disappointed. And I thought, nope. Fuck that. Well, I can swear on it.
Yeah.
I said, nah, do you know what? Yeah, I analysed another 30 tracks while I was in the booth, just sat there analysing and making sure. I said, bro, you got to let me go back on. Like, this is, I can't, nah.
Yeah.
If after all this energy and telling everyone I've got bookings, blah, 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 and my first booking, Cable, yeah, nah. So I went back on and did a good set, and then people was in the room and it vibed out. And I left to have an hour set split in 2 half an hours. The first half an hour was shocking. The worst set of my life, hands down. There's never been a worse set I've ever played because I've never clanged for half an hour.
Yeah.
But that second half an hour, it's a message, innit? To anyone that gets, kicked down or doesn't think they can do it, yeah, come back. Come back straight away.
But it's your first set though, so it's like you live and you learn.
Yeah.
I feel like you've definitely grown from that.
Yeah.
From where you are now. So it's like maybe it's a good thing that happened.
100%. 100%. I'm happy it happened right then. My first ever booking before I worked with Lock and Load, and that was my first booking in a club. I'm happy because if it ever happened a bit later where I thought I was Nang and I was started clanging and then I have a realization of, oh no, I'm not as good as I thought. But it happened right at the beginning where I had to just realize, okay, this is what I need to do. Start focusing, moved away from using laptops, start using USBs and CDs, which I advise. I think it's just a lot easier. And also for peace of mind as well, like when you're traveling as a DJ, last thing you want is to be in certain raves or certain places and you're a bit waved and you got your laptop, you got this, you got that. Sometimes you could be rolling with about £2,500 worth of kit in your bag, like, and someone spills a drink on it, or you know what I mean? It's just not what you want in your mind anyway. For me, peace of mind, so I just switched over to USB. But big up Cable, man. If I can't even
but Cable's
it's a mad one.
That's our job. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about the Hoxton FM. We're gonna talk about radio. We're gonna talk about the House 55 music. We're gonna talk about all of that as well. Is that under the same? You see, like the House 55 and the Hoxton.
House 559.
Sorry, House 559. Is that under the same movement or is that just something else?
Nah, so Hoxton FM, man. I've grown up loving radio. Like I said, I used to love grime, and it's a Deja Vu, Temptation FM. Was like my musical Bibles growing up. I would be tuned into them. My brother was a DJ. I would listen to him.
So it's through the family.
Yeah. He used to be on Temptation and do that. He started off with the graveyard shifts, and he had better shifts and did sets with D Double and Footsie and my cousins, Sharky Major. But we didn't really do music, me and Sharky. I was knowing through family and that. So yeah, radio has always been a thing where I believe in radio. I think radio is one of these things. Yeah, it's a medium that. Like, look, we're doing a podcast session now, which still has the elements of radio. It's talking, people can listen. Now we can get the video element, which is even a bit better. Maybe so you must see my face now, smiling. But before, like, I would watch radio, or listen to radio, and you'd automatically think what you thought the DJ looked like. Like Frisky, for instance, who for me is probably London's legendary R&B hip-hop DJ for me, with those 12-hour sets on Deja. I'll go to sleep, wake up, he's still on radio.
Still on Guyan, yeah.
Like, no offense to Frisky, I didn't think he was Asian.
I didn't think he was Asian as well.
For years, and I know him now. You know, we work at the same venue and everything.
I see.
I'll book him and that. But back then, I was young, innit? I didn't think he was Asian as well. But that was cool because, again, in your brain, you didn't need to be. It didn't matter that it was Asian. It didn't really matter. It still don't matter now. But in your mind, it made you think of something. And it kind of lets your brain have a bit of imagination, hence why I love radio. So then my first actual radio show, what was it, my first one on, was, my first, I think it was actually on Hoxton FM. Who was it with? I can't remember, it was a guest show. Oh, yeah. It was these two brothers who used to work at Basin House. Ah, shit. I can't remember their names right now. That's bad of me still. But it'll come to me. I've got to big those brothers up because they invited me down to do my first ever show. And I remember going in there. And everything that you do in music, when it's new, you're always terrible at it. Like, not great. Like, you're just not there. And I remember my first show and I was trying to talk on the mic and I just wasn't confident. My mixing was all right, which is cool. But just because radio is not just about mixing, it's about kind of being a presenter at the same time, you know what I mean? Yeah. I didn't understand it, and I remember leaving thinking, I want to be in radio. And then my other bro, he used to work for Subsoul. I said to him, and Subsoul had a weekly residency on Kiss. I was like, bro, you got to get me on Kiss. He put me on Kiss. I was so gassed.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Like, one.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, now we're in 2021, innit? And I've done so many great things, and they gas you up at that moment. But with music, it's always got to stay consistent. I can't be happy that I was on Kiss then. You got to continue, innit? So I did 100%. My Kiss show. Everyone tuned. I actually remember it had replays of the show, and I remember being in my house and listening to myself on the radio was a real big moment. Yeah, because it was me talking over my tracks. It was my mix going out to the country. I was like, went on online. I was gassed, and then from then I was like, I really want to get my weekly fix of this. So I want to big up Dan Formless, who ran Hoxton FM. I'm like, bro, like, let me come down and get my own show. He said, listen to a few of my mixes. He goes, yeah. And that's when I started perfecting how to be a host. I started inviting down guests every week. I had Rhea on there, my bro, Level Gillian. I had Subsoul on there. I had 33 on there. Who else did I have on my radio shows at that station? Top of my head, I can't remember all of them, but big up for everyone that came down. But yeah, the hosting was amazing. and it was in Shoreditch, and I worked in Shoreditch, and all the clubs I would play at would tune into my shows in Shoreditch. So I was just like, it was absolutely powerful for me, man. And then from the worst thing was gentrification happened. Some waste man, some loads of money, just said, we're taking the studios, bought the whole thing. We was in the basement, bought the whole block, demolished it. Hoxton FM died. Well, Dan kept it like as a pop-up type thing, but we lost our studio. And then from that moment, I want to bring up my bro Maximus Stefanos, who set up House 559. And I was actually there when he was putting in the flooring in the thing. I went to Wix with him to go get the stuff. You know what I mean? So I was there from before it was even a thing. And I helped him launch it. I was one of the residents on there, and I pumped that station. I had everyone on that station. So many sick DJs. Lloyd, Siggy Smalls. Who else we got on there? Like Shannon Amara came down there. I did about 4 Hideout pre-shows on there because I worked at Hideout Festival. Which was, that was amazing. But radio for me, I think it's one of the things that need to stay alive for music, for the scene, but for also to help people understand how deep this game really does go and how much work you have to put in to stay consistent and be where you are. Because I can tell you now, all my bookings I'm getting right now and everything I'm doing now would not have been the case if I didn't do all those things. Because, like it's experience. And you, unfortunately... like a good example, like when I first started, I literally went from no one to going backstage with Chasing Status and Mr. Jam and all these proper like A-list, B-list celebrity DJs, right? But I still wasn't ready to be a consistent DJ at that moment. Why? Because I'd not had the experience that I needed to have to continue going to all the venues and all the stuff. So you have to sometimes do these things, do those things there before you can even reach the level. You can't rush. 100%. No matter what you try and do, no matter how sick you might think you are right at this moment, you've got to put the years in, you've got to put the experience in, because no matter what happens, every party ends at some point.
Yeah, it's the graft is real. I didn't even know grafting was this real. Like I actually thought, I could just come, speak to a couple of DJs, fucking get a mad BBC booking, get a mad fucking hosting thing, get a mad presenting thing. I'll be good, but they're like, look, you probably have to put in a good 3 to 4 years graft, even longer. Yeah. But I think I realised it now. Like, fuck, like, shit.
Yeah.
There's still a lot. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, man. Right. But I think it's good. I think that element where. Like, of course, right now, with your show, if you really wanted to, you could get some bookings this year and do your thing, put out some big videos on Insta and be regarded as a DJ. But as I said earlier, what about next year? What about in 2 years? What about 3 years? You have to really keep that consistency going on. And you have to remember, the music industry is an unregulated industry run by anyone and anyone that wants to be in the scene. So sometimes 100%. You end up working with snakes, fakers, waste men, pussios, chicks that are dickheads, man them that are waste men, like absolute pagans
100%.
All the time.
100%.
Or 50% of the time. So who you ever working with this year probably might change for next year, and then you got to find some more people to bridge that gap. You know what I mean? And it's happening all the time.
And that's what I'm trying to say. I'm realising that all now. I'm fresh. Yeah. I'm not fresh to the scene, but I'm fresh to this movement,
like the industry, yeah.
So it's like at the beginning I was naive. Who's not going to be naive? Obviously, I'm interviewing DJs, like especially when you're interviewing DJs who you're going to their raves, who you're listening to when you're on the dance floor. Do you know what I mean? But mate, it's like you have to keep your square or your circle solid, mate.
100.
Because there's thousands. Look, who's not an opportunist?
Yeah,
who's not an opportunist? But it's just like, I would love to go in and go on one, but it's all I know is that the more people I interview and the more people I speak to, the more I realise that like who's genuine and who's not.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You could just tell straight away like who's who and who's not. Do you know what I mean? I see stuff. I see everything in it. Social media, that's what social media is for.
Yeah.
And sometimes I sit there, I think, fuck. You didn't have that kind of idea before.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But it's like, I don't want to be negative, innit? Cool. Once we all eat, then it is what it is, innit?
Yeah.
That's my philosophy, you know what I'm trying to say. At the end of the day, like I said to other DJs, I'm not a DJ, innit? So respectfully, I'm in my own little world, innit? Yeah. I'm in the podcast world, presenting world or whatever, you know what I mean? And there's not a lot of people doing this in the house.
Yeah.
You know
it's
what I mean?
good, man. It's good for the scene.
I need to elevate and I need to master everything I'm doing.
Yeah.
at my point, like what I'm doing here. You know what I'm trying to say? And like I said, privilege. You know what I mean?
Thank you, man.
It would always be a privilege. To be fair, even like my friend Sophie, she's like, oh yeah, like, how you not getting Mr. A? How you not getting Mr. A? So I'm like, bro, like, bear with me, innit? Just let me see what's what. Then I thought, bro, like, cool. You know what I'm trying to say? But big her up as well a million times. So
yeah, man, big up Sophie.
Yeah, big
for
up
connecting
every
this
time.
up, man.
Yeah,
She said she's gonna be your PA soon. I was like, yeah, man, don't worry, you will.
Yeah.
But what you said earlier, you said about the scene, like a lot of people, and I know it as well. So from when I did my stuff with Lock and Load and all that, I was like, okay, I need to start doing my own thing. I set up my own event in Shoreditch called Deep Vibes. We launched it at a place called Siegfried von Underbelly, which is the basement, perfect sound system on Hoxton Square. So it was always busy.
Oh, on the square, yeah?
Yeah, Hoxton Square. It's now called Gillies or Ginnies, but it used to be called Siegfried von Underbelly, and the downstairs was called the Underbelly. They used to do lots of lots of live gigs there, lots of singing and that. But when I had it, it was a straight house rave. It was those shut like down. 2013, 2014, 2015 times. People coming out and they wanted to hear house. They were like, now things are kind of changing in clubs and smaller clubs. Unless it's a big club, they go to hear house. But in those clubs, you get away with it. I started doing my parties, and I had a good base of people that were my resident DJs around me, right? And you will not hear this. This will not be the first time you hear this, but sometimes you work with some people and yeah, you're the one doing most of the work. Well, you're pretty much, sometimes you end up being the one doing all of the work and being a DJ. And DJing and being a promoter, I think, is like oil and water. I don't think you should mix them. I think you're either going to be a promoter and book your DJs and look after them and that. But when you're a DJ promoter, sometimes, it muddies the water because the DJ's thinking about selling out the tickets, paying all these DJs, keeping their money for himself, doing some scumbag movements because he don't care. And he's like, yeah, I'm still going to be the DJ. And it just muddies the water. But when you're just a promoter, good, just do that. Just do that, because I was doing both, man. And I had the team around me. And some of these guys, of course, I would never, ever pick, say anyone's names. That's not who I am. But some people definitely weren't putting in the same sort of effort. Not even 10% of the effort sometimes, and they're expecting to just play and have a share of the proceeds when, like, back then, like how it was, like it's probably still the same sometimes now. Like if you want a venue, they'll say to you, okay, you need a deposit to have the venue, and you need to hit $3,000 on the bar, $5,000 on the bar, $10,000 on the bar, $15,000 on the bar. Now, if I'm the main promoter putting on that money and none of these guys are even bringing people down or investing in it, but yet they want to play main times, I'm thinking to myself,
does it even make sense?
I'm thinking, how am I justifying this? Yeah, we're boys and all that, and family and that, or you're one of my girls and that, but I am working hard on this. I'm messaging hundreds, thousands of people. I'm doing this. I'm thinking about my socials. I'm trying to market myself. I'm trying to talk to people. I'm going on radio. I'm always doing this, but yet you're just putting out one post on your Facebook or Instagram.
I see things like that as well. I see that a lot as well.
Yeah, my advice to DJs, man, work as hard with your promoters and your DJ friends like it is your own brand, because it will help you out in the future. Quickly
to cut you. So, I always thought to myself, say like I got a rave, for example. Say like I got the Sesh rave, Sesh Fridays or something.
Sesh,
Do I need, if I book you, do I need to pay you to promote?
Well, you've got to look at it two ways, right? If you are setting up a new brand, my advice, and I worked with the Abode guys a lot. Some people like them, some people don't like them. But one thing,
another story.
One thing that they did before they sold it, is that brand was so solid that you could put on an Abode lineup anywhere and anywhere. You didn't have to put a lineup on it and it's going to sell out. Simple.
No, they sold out all the time though.
They were going to sell out regardless of what their lineup was. I'm telling you, I was with them. They would put up the thing.
I see.
No lineup, just Abode.
That's what they do as well. Abode, this,
just
date,
Abode,
and that.
And the thing was selling out. So I was like, raw. And what he was doing, because I know the owners very well, and it got to a point where big DJs that were going out for no less than $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 bookings were saying, hey, do you know what? Yeah, I'll take a quick £100, but don't worry, put me special guest, 'cause I just want to play for your party. That right there is what a brand should be, Everything else, I don't really care all that. But as a brand, when you run a brand, you can just put something out and do it, But if you are a new brand now, because I've done this with my promoter friends, I work with a few other really, really amazing promotions, and they've been running a long time, and I'm one of their close DJs or one of their residents. I'm not just going to get paid and not want to go promote that party, because I'm playing at the party. I want the party to be mad. I want people to come down and see me. So I'm definitely going to promote it and work really, really hard. But as a promoter myself, I'm not going to put all the onus on my DJs, but I do expect them to be putting in the same sort of, same type of effort. Or show me that you want it, or show me that you're bringing something to the table. Because as essentially when I first came in here, the hour set, is not really that deep. Like I'm telling you, if I want to I could get 5 unknown DJs to play bad boy sets. Like I don't need, the music is always going to be sick when I know who to pick, yeah. But if you really want to start selling out big venues, and you want to start doing big festivals, the promotion is key, and everyone needs to be firing together. Not this one promoter here and your DJ just chilling back. I got my booking, I'm getting my £500, get my £1,000, get my 2 racks, I'm happy. Nah. Work together, because you'll realise, what you learn by working with these promoters, when you branch off in a couple of years and do your own thing, you already know the formula. You see what I'm saying?
And that's what I see. I see a lot of half-hearted promotion from half-hearted DJs, respectfully, when they're booked. So like, that's what I'm trying to say, but like I said, my job's just to look and to see. And I'm observing every single thing. Like I give, like obviously I've got other things going on, but I give Instagram, how many hours are in a day?
24.
24. I give it at least 20. Do you know what I mean? Like, I give it 20 hours a day and I see every footstep. And I think, like, I thought, how are we not all together? Like, I don't, like it puzzles me every bloody day. And obviously I know there's egos. I know everyone wants to eat. I know everything. But fuck, if I got an event going on, can't we just, like, we're gonna mash it out together? But no, it doesn't. It's not gonna be that. I don't think it's ever gonna be that. I mean, like I said before, I didn't know how it worked, but when I see it, I think, fuck. Yeah,
like, the only way that we're actually gonna work together is when we have our own ownership of our scene. And when I mean ownership, I'm talking owning our own clubs, owning our own alcohol that goes into the clubs, owning our own labels that are booking those DJs, owning our own talent agencies, owning our own platforms to stream those events. Because unfortunately, a lot of people are always trying to be, I need from this platform, because they're not really working with their own ownership, with their own team to get what they're all supposed to deserve. So one person's just like, well, I can only get this from me, rather than if we had our own platform, we can actually feed everyone else. And people are very, very, very scared to bite off that one really good link that they got, because they're like, if I lose that, well, I'm not going to eat, but I don't really care about those guys that help me eat, but I'm going to keep that link for myself. And I see it all the time, and I'm telling you right now, until certain DJs, promoters and labels can really change that out there and start having ownership from the scene, like owning our own raves, owning our own venues, owning our own alcohol that goes into the venues, owning our own clothes that the DJs are wearing when they own those venues, we're not going to be earning. Because when you have your own ownership on so many different facets, we're not just earning off the booking, we're earning off the bar, we're earning off this, we're earning off the rent. And unfortunately, we only sometimes equate for a small part of it. Hence why so many people always trying to crabs in a bucket, because it's like one avenue. We should be across the whole avenue.
100%.
Like, a lot of people don't know this. I have my own PR marketing company, right? I've run it for 7 years. We basically do radio, TV PR and like online PR. So that means, let's say Smart will come to me and they'll say, look, we want to get 15 to 20 radio interviews across radio and like BBC, Sky. I'll sit down with them, hire someone like, I don't know, Usain Bolt or Ronaldo, because he was talking, remember on his interview recently and he moved the water bottles, Now, if they had an unlimited budget, this is what would happen, right? I'll say, okay, give me Ronaldo would cost a lot of money. He'd probably like 20 grand for like a day's work, right? They'll pay me 20 grand. I'll go get Ronaldo, say, do you want to be a spokesperson for talking about hydration levels within people in sport? We'll get Smart Water to do some research to only 2,000 people in the United Kingdom. Just mad, isn't it? Only 2,000 people. 2,000 people, Just 2,000 people in the whole fucking country. And whatever statistics we get back, I can go to Sky, BBC, the Daily Mail, any publication in the world and say, new research from Smart Water reveals only 20% of people in the UK are drinking enough water a day. We have Ronaldo, who is a great footballer who cares about his fitness, to talk about why you should be drinking more water. Now, at the same time, Smart Water would launch maybe like a fruit flavored 0-calorie water at the same time, but it's not a promotion for the water, but it's that planting a seed through the news to publicize a business. And that's what we do, you know. And until more businesses can actually start having that, because I only do positive, powerful stories for my clients. We never do negativity. It's always positivity. We do that through music. I've done it for really cool brands in music, you know, where they're doing something amazing, but they're not getting the coverage for it.
Yeah.
Why not? You're doing something amazing. Come, let's work on this. Let's get you some great spokespeople. Let's do some data. Let's get some research and power it out. And until I think the scene and people around the scene start thinking like that, we're never really going to evolve.
So do you push all that movement, you push that into yourself and your own brand as to why you're big?
I haven't. You know what? Do you know what the hardest thing is? It's really easy for me to PR someone and market them because I can look at you and think, oh yeah. When it's yourself, it's personal, isn't it? So of course I have an element of that in myself, and I portray myself in a way that I'm trying to portray myself. But I definitely should and will be doing a lot more, because like in lockdown there was a project I came up with, and it was all about it's a documentary, and it's called The Hero Games, right? And the reason why I come up with it is because in lockdown, the first thing I noticed, like you said, you look at Instagram every day. When lockdown happened, all the big DJs, all of them, the biggest ones that are all headlining all the festivals right now, where were they? They went quiet. I'm talking every headliner that everyone is going to see right now. I'm calling them all out. I'm being really honest.
It's facts.
None of them said, how are we helping the 0 hour staff people that work at the venues that I smash up every weekend? What about the security? What about my warm-up DJs? What about no one came out and came up with a concept to help anyone. They were just chilling, waiting for reopen to happen to start getting their 10, 15, 20 bags again.
Facts.
I was like, this is mad. So my concept was use the industry, seeing DJs, artists, anyone that's got a really good name about themselves. A bit like UNICEF football get aid, right? But it's not just going to be football. Every year it's going to be a different challenge. Hero Fitness is about using people in limelight to do challenges against each other, which we document through radio, TV, and through YouTube. Yeah, we're going to create that documentary to go on Netflix or Amazon. And while we're doing it, we're raising awareness and funds to help people that have been affected by any pandemic in that particular year. Okay, of course, COVID is the one we're going to be trying helping, because I've had friends that have died or kids that have died because they didn't have the right access to healthcare in lockdown. So I was like, right, if there was only a way that we could be using these big people to actually do something to help other people.
Yeah, 100%.
No one else was talking about it. And that's why, again, we need to start having more ownership with what we're doing, around the scene, using the scene to help more people. Because all this like, oh, I got my bookings back now, blah, 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 blah. That don't help no one else. You know what I mean? So that's something I'm using for myself in terms of my PR knowledge and what I've done for the last 7-8 years. That's what I'm doing. But just on the music side, like I'm promoting doing people's parties, but I want to set a legacy through this scene, and when I'm gone, I want something to be there that is something that I built and will continue way after I'm gone.
Yes. And
unfortunately, like there's not a lot of people thinking like that.
100%. I think people are just here for the moment, just trying to chop as much as possible. You know what I mean? So I can't be mad at them at the same time. We've all got a family to feed. We've all got a movement. You know what I mean? But it's all about leaving legacies. That's what I believe in. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Obviously, I've got a child, so I want to leave a legacy. I want this to make sense in the next 3-4 years, where he could just take it over and just do what he's doing. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, I understand what you're saying, and I wish a lot of DJs was like had your mind frame to an extent. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But it's at the same time, you just got to do you. Just
100%.
Cool. Do you know what I mean? If that's how it's gonna go, and at least you know within yourself and within your heart, you're being genuine, you're being natural, and you want to see people progress, then I don't see anything that's doing wrong. I think it's good for the scene.
Yeah.
I think it's healthy for the scene. I think it's healthy for yourself. I think it's healthy for people who's up and coming as well, because I feel like during the pandemic, mate, I saw about 1,000 new DJs. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like it's only right to get people in who's been to the Ibizas DJs, been to the Croatias, who's you, because you've done all that. You know what I'm trying to say? And I feel like it's only right to at the end of the day, this platform for both up and coming and people who's been putting in work. But it's only right to even get more people who's putting work. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
100%, man.
It's a learning curve. You have to learn. My how I take it is the DJs who I get on who's been putting in work for years, I need to learn from them. And I've learned a lot. That last half an hour, I've learned a lot. And to me, that's all. That's what I need, isn't it?
Perfect.
It's a learning curve. So everyone who's watching this, they need to learn from this. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, I saw that Ibiza. I see all that. That's massive. It's all. How many beaches was it? I see like beach, this beach, that beach.
So
that's
Ibiza.
amazing.
So yeah, my first booking in Ibiza was I worked with this German company called Ocean Beach. They used to do a 300 capacity boat party, 5 hours. Me and my bro, Mr. Cristiano da Silva, guy from Germany. He's Spanish German.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Bad boy DJ as well. He's a wizard.
I've heard about him.
And I was fresh to Ibiza as well, so we used to do 5 hours back to back, yeah. And he always used to put me on as well, so I was gassed because he knew a lot of DJs. A lot of DJs from Ibiza, from Germany, from London, and he had just me, Mr. A, and he would put me on so much, yeah. And then when this is when I really knew that man respected me, because they used to do the after party at the legendary Bora Bora Beach, man. Yeah. As I told you, when I first came in there, I remember standing on Bora Bora 2010, 2011, I can't remember what year it was, thinking this whole beach is amazing. It used to go off. This was before Ushuaia. So before Ushuaia was built, Bora Bora was 12 till 12, and you had jet apartments 12 till 12 every day, Monday through to Sunday. It was popping off. Like, anyone could go there, you could buy a bed, chill, and you're going to meet everyone. It was just... It was a serious moment, because like it was the heart and soul for me for Ibiza, that place, you know. So to go back a couple years and play on that beach, I think I did like 6 bookings on that beach or 7 bookings on that beach, playing down to the sunset, seeing the planes go over your head. That hands down is definitely the best venue I've ever played. Bora Bora Beach, Ibiza, because of what it did for me to get into house music, hands down. So to go back there and play was amazing. And then I got invited by the same company, Ocean Beat, to do a Guinness World Record attempt, where we tried to do something like 150 DJs playing back to back simultaneously. Everyone had to play one track on like a relay. Mad. Yeah, it was crazy. Like we didn't hit the record because some wasteman DJ at like number 90 let the tune stop.
Wait.
But there was another record of how many DJs you could have on the boat in Ibiza, so we got We got one record, but the one we was going for, we didn't get, unfortunately. Yeah. But yeah, got a Guinness World Record for that. And that was when I realised they rated me, because that was like 2015, I think it was 2016. No, I think it was 2015. And then after, bear in mind, there's like 150 DJs on the boat, probably a little bit more because we bought spares. And then they said, okay, after everyone does it, we're going to DJ on the boat and we're going to go DJ at Bora Bora. They said, Mr. A and his other brother and me, the only DJs, they're going to touch decks.
Literally, yeah, they rated you, yeah.
I was like, shut your mouths, let's do this. Like, and I was, I was never like, I didn't like take the piss out of no one, but internally, I was grateful.
Happy.
I was gassed, I was grateful. I looked at myself a little bit more different from that moment. I was like, I'm and I'll like, regardless, you know, I think every DJ needs to believe this, but I think I'm the best DJ ever. I really do. The way I've done it and the way I keep doing it, and if I walk into a room, it's gonna be popping. Yeah, it's just
come on.
Yeah, so but these little moments add to those moments. So yeah, that was really, really cool. And then I came back and I did some work with UKF. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in it. A lot of stuff, man.
Because I see the UKF is like the Four Musketeers or something.
So basically,
was that the nickname or something?
Yeah, no, it was what we called that. We were called the Big Smoke. So basically, what happened there is that my bro who runs Subsoul, hold tight, Rich. I see you, my bro. He was like, UKF for doing a competition, yeah, and I'd seen it on YouTube, and I was like, I'm not gonna enter a competition. There's bare people gonna enter this. I'm not gonna get involved. And he rang me. He's like, hey, there's a competition. Do you want to be involved? That DJ, he ain't really that great, like, and they need someone with energy that's like good on camera, vibes, who loves music and can just shut it down. He called me on a Wednesday and they needed me to film on the Thursday. I'm working 5 days a week in my agency in Shoreditch. Of course I'm doing it, bro. Don't worry about that. Yes, I'm involved, yeah. And I said to him, if we're doing it, we're winning. And it was the Big Smoke versus a team from Bristol and a team from Manchester, yeah. North Base from Manchester, a team from Bristol, can't remember who they were. And it was sponsored by Desperado Beer. Big up Desperado Beer, big up Heineken, because they gave us £85,000 each year to spend over 4 different competitions with each other. We didn't keep the money, unfortunately. Couldn't keep any of it. We had to spend every last penny of it. But over 4 challenges, like 20, 20K and a 25K, it really opened my mind to how to put on some of the biggest events with the biggest DJs. We were booking like General Levy, P Money's, Plastician, Jams, who else was booked? Ria, drum bass DJs from like Manchester. We absolutely killed it. Like, and then every challenge we had to make a music video, we We had to do a pop-up event where we made the Truman Brewery, the Chimley. Yeah, my team made that smoke for the first time in 26 years. It like never smoked before. It ended up on news. Like, so that project we're doing for one like UKF ended up on actual London news. Like, then we won that challenge. Yeah. The third one was an event, a red themed event. We did it in a church, and my P Money, Plastician, a few other people there. We lost that one because our venue, my other promoter chose, was too big. But the last one was the Clash at Building 6. Yeah. All crews in one room. You had to book 2 guests. I booked General Levy, I booked Rhea. Yeah, I made dubs for them. I had people made like little idents that were dissing them and everything. But I've still got the recording now. Me and General Levy and my brother, whole time my DJ, brother Out X, yeah, we killed it. Like that set there on a drum and bass vibe was the biggest set I've ever like had to shut a venue down. Walked out of there. A couple months later, we won. And from that, I started working with AEI a lot more, UKF a lot more, Subsoul a lot more. Like, now I can go into their office and grab vinyls, just walk out. Like, they're family. Now I actually play football for them. So anytime they have a football tournament, I get the call. I'm like, hey, come down. I get the call to come down. So UKF was amazing because it showed me the behind the scenes of how the brands sponsor music, how they want to penetrate and how they want to own us through branded collaborations. And that's what my agency does. Hence why I'm now working with Made Festival and El Row, because my agency will help someone like Smart Water pay us to activate at Made Festival, and we'll go down there and film them and make sure that them at Made have a very meaningful collaboration that benefits the festival and the ravers. So that's what I'm doing now with my agency, and it's a great step because ultimately I want to have that understanding. Oh yeah, big up Nando's, they sponsor me. I want to work with big brands like that to help our scene and give us more ownership of what we do and how we do it. Because if we do it right, those brands benefit tenfold by working with us because they can get access to people they wouldn't normally get access to.
I respect that.
So that's what I'm trying to do now, really. Mad.
I'm saying that's proper elevation there. Proper like I said, I feel like all the experience you've been through has opened your mind up to everything, and I feel like a lot of people ain't seen that side of things. Like I said, to sponsoring, I couldn't tell you where I would start.
Just give me a call.
In my head,
that's where you start. You give me a call, bro. Like,
in my head, I'm just thinking I'm atting them. You know what I mean? But like that's how you know I'm still at that level where it's like, you know what I'm trying to say? I'm just thinking, okay, cool, I've got this on here, I got this, and I'll just at them. Thinking like, but trust me, like I said, the more people I interview, the more people I speak to, like I've met a lot of good people within the last year as well. You know what I'm trying to say? So I feel like it will make sense.
Of course it will. And I said,
it will make sense.
You've helped me out. It's good for me to get stuff off my chest. But any ideas or even just a how to, I'll help you. I'll help everyone. My ethos has always been in this game: help bare people. And until you fuck me over or do some bullshit, I'll cut you off. So many times, even in lockdown, there's been a lot of promoters I was working with in lockdown that were doing some stuff. And they were moving like pagans, and I'm going to tell you exactly what they were doing. They were putting on raves, not knowing they had venues, keeping ticket money and just saying, yeah, whatever in it. And they did it too many times. DJs that are still getting some bookings now, you're scumbags, all you use. I ain't got time for it. But I'm about helping people. The more I help people, I know my door's open. Hence why I did the stuff in Ibiza with Ocean Beat. Then I started working with Hotbed at Ocean Club.
Yeah, I was about Hotbed.
Yeah, Hotbed, big up. Because Hotbed was owned by the guys who run Abode. So that synergy was there.
See? Yeah. I wouldn't know that.
Yeah, so obviously did that. I was going to
ask you, was you a resident for them as well?
Yeah, do you know what? Like, I was officially a resident. I know I never jumped on any of their press pics, but yeah, I was always there. And do you know what it is as well? Like, and I'll say this hands down because this is no disrespect to any of the other guys in there. There are some bad boy DJs on there. Hold tight Billy, Larry, hold tight Lloyd, absolute bad boy DJ. But anytime I played in there, it went off, bro. Like it wasn't just a few hands in the air. It was shut down sessions.
I see
like
it.
Every time.
I see it.
No matter what time they put me on, they could put me early, they put me middle time. Didn't matter. Whoever I was after, you saw the energy just change. And then there was one time, this is when I was like, again, I knew I was Wayne and all that were there. And I was playing, they said I was playing like 9 till 10 or something. And it was like, Aaron, it got to like 10 o'clock. Aaron, you got to play for another hour. Just keep going because we're not closing the club yet. I was looking at Wayne and the other guy, I can't remember his name, Tony Truman. I was like, what, another hour? Yeah, you sure? Okay, let's go. And then on a Thursday, I was working with my bro Felix the House Cat at Leo, which is a mad, I don't even know how I got myself into that venue. This is owned by Pasha and it's their kind of Oh, it's mad. Check it out. It's Leo. They do like a big performance, and then in the evening they put the DJ on the room and we shell it down in there. And then I was doing Hideout Festival. Hideout Festival. Big up my bro Shannon Amara. He actually gave me the call. He'd seen what I was doing. He was like, bro, I want to get involved. I'd done it for 4 years. And again, how do you get to these opportunities? It's Broadwick Live own them. And the people that own Printworks and own Tram Sheds and a few other big boy venues. And I just hit them up and said, listen, I've done festivals in Malta, Dominican, in Caribbean, in Barbados, where I've taken people from the UK. I'm sure I could get people to Hideout Festival if you give me my own stage. And I was like, what? Your own stage? Yeah, give me my own stage, innit? Don't worry, man. I'll smash it out. Don't worry, I got you. They gave me my first stage the first year. I bought me and Maximus Stefanos. Second year, I bought Kane, Sanchez, Karen Tate, Kay Lopez. Who else did I bring? Grizzly.
Big names, man.
Who else? And then the third year was even bigger. I had Fancy Inc. from Brazil. I had Shannon Mara. I had Hearty from Vida Alta.
I like Hearty.
Yeah, Hearty's my big up Hearty. There's not many people in this game who are real and understand it and also love a party, because Hearty is real. I was with him on the weekend. It was at the Hangout Skinner's party. He's real. And then but yeah, big up Shannon. Shannon jumped on. We absolutely that set. The last one we did was impeccable. I had my name in the lights, deep vibes that was started in Siegfried.
Heaven.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bringing my DJs from London, like looking after everyone. I had access to all areas. That was a really good moment. That was a really good moment working with them for so many years, and they looked after us so well. But now it's just the future, bro. I'm just like, right now, we had so many festivals cancelled this year because of COVID.
Innit?
I've got Made Festival I'm working with, and then Elro Midlands I'm working with next
year.
As
well.
So I'm working with them. I'm not actually playing, which is unfortunate. But next year I'll be working with them, because the time I started working, their lineups were full up. But I'll be working with Made and Elro next year, Midlands, and all the other things I'm doing. We're working with XOYO. Got some events coming up there.
Oh, with XOYO,
yeah, XOYO. So again, I'm just like plotting and planning, and using the music industry to form something that's going to help all of us and people less fortunate than us going forward, because that's what needs to happen. I need to leave that marker down, because I've done so much. I've got so much knowledge, so much links and connections, that I'll be foolish to not use those connections and links to actually do something positive, not just, and I don't mean this any bad way, not just row a rave and get a couple bags and pay my DJs. I want to do something that's legacy, like
100%.
big, because music and events will always be there for me. I'm always gonna play, but I want to do something that's like, bruh, that's what they did. Oh yeah, yeah. And that's what I'm trying to plan now. So big up the Hero Games, man. That's my thing. Big up my bro level Julian, who's helping me on that. Big up Mac Impact, who runs an event called Bike Storms. It's all about putting knives down, guns up. If you actually get to check him out, please do. We're doing a challenge, right? A truck pull challenge. So the Hero Challenge is about two things: using celebrities to do like a big documentary style thing. But for the people on the ground, one thing that happened in COVID, no one spoke about health or fitness or prevention. It was all about cure, take this, take it back. You know what I mean? So I was like, wait, we should be training, we should be pushing ourselves. So at the moment, we've got a big truck going around the country where if you want to try it, you put the harness on, you pull it, and you see how far you can do, guys. We're just trying to challenge everyone. If you go on the Insta, we've got so many different challenges, little mini fitness challenges that anyone could do, from beginner, medium, and expert level. That you do it, you challenge your friends, and we're gonna keep doing this every week, every month. We're just trying to positively help people on a fitness level through music, and just through all my contacts and knowledge through PR and marketing, because again, I'd be ridiculous to not use it. It just wouldn't make no sense. I've got all these things going on in my head like now, and you end up being able to connect and working with some amazing people.
I respect that. You know what, before we close it down, I want to ask you, what advice would you give for up and coming DJ to maybe, like, what advice would you give them?
Yeah,
like,
straight away.
What's your straight advice?
Straight away, don't be a dickhead. Like, don't think because you're a DJ that you're special. Like, and I really mean that. Like, DJs need to get off their high horse and stop thinking because they DJ that they're special people. It takes time to become a special person in the music industry. I don't care. Like, even if you've just put out a one-hit wonder, I still don't think you're special yet. You know what I mean? Like, take your time, be humble. Like, genuinely be humble, and work harder than anyone else around you. That is my honest advice to new DJs. Stop, don't get on your high horse. But I understand Instagram is that instant gratification where you could do a bad boy set now and you get loads of likes and you think, yeah, I've made it. No, you haven't really. Like, and I'm not being rude to anyone, I'm just being honest, because it takes look at all the DJs that I've worked with, all the DJs that I love and work with, ask all the biggest ones, they'll tell you, yeah, the only reason why they're there is because they're consistent and they haven't stopped and they work bloody hard. Not because of just like a couple of sets that they did here and there. It's a consistent effort. Like I said, I'm 10 years into this and I've still got so much more to do and I ain't stopping. So, Facts. You know what I mean? So that's when, and I mean that on a real level, I am very fortunate to be in this position, but I don't really care that I'm a DJ. Like, I'm good at what I do and I'm great at how I connect enough, but at the end of the day, I'm just another guy trying to do something bigger. If you think that you're big and bad because you did one set here and there, nah.
Yeah, I'll take that.
And that's my honest advice to everyone. Just be humble, work bloody hard, and don't be a dickhead. Like, simple.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming down.
No, thanks for having me, bro. Mr. I Love House.
Yeah.
Big love.
You get me?
Big love. All right, big interview.
Yeah? But thanks for coming, brother.
No worries, man.
All right, sweet.